Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Only Robyn, his fourth and favorite wife, remains with Sister Wives founder Kody Brown. His other three wives have all moved on and left him permanently. Nonetheless, Robyn and Kody continue to have a lovely connection. Even after nearly 10 years of marriage, despite their disagreements, they've been able to maintain their spark. Robyn went completely crazy over Kody on the most recent episode, and you'll see why. We're not even sure how to respond to some of Robyn's ridiculous remarks at this point. She publicly stated in the most recent show that she thinks her husband, Kody, is yummy. You read correctly. Yummy. Seeing the pair on film was really awkward. Her remarks, however, would seem perfectly reasonable to someone who is in love. It makes sense. Fans are aware that they are not your typical pair, though. Sister Wives. Garrison's last rites were made fun of by Robyn and Kody. Robyn and Kody have always had a strong sense of self-importance. This time was no exception to the rule that they only consider their family. They chose to turn Garrison's funeral into a road trip and a family vacation in the Sister Wives episode about his final ceremonies. Instead of grieving when they traveled to Kody, Wyoming, they did some exploring. Kody and Robyn even went to a park and shared ice cream with their children. Fans found it quite depressing to watch them having fun while Janelle was inconsolable. Sister Wives. Robyn is blown away by Kody's ability to ride a horse. On TV, Kody and Robyn from Sister Wives frequently engage in romantic relationships. It was a little odd this time. Robyn and Kody took a brief respite from planning Garrison's burial. They made the decision to relax at the ranch. Robyn went on to say that she never would have imagined that Kody came from a ranch when they first met. He was raised on a ranch, but he doesn't act like it, she remarked. Robyn added that Kody doesn't talk about ranchers or dress like it. She remembered that he was mounted when she first met him at the ranch. She exclaimed, "Whoa," when she saw him in his complete form for the first time. In addition to the fact that he was highly in control of everything and knew what he was doing, she was greatly impressed by him at the moment. "It's a lot of fun," Robyn went on. "You know it's raw." "It's yummy," she exclaimed, still giggling. It was quite a day on the ranch with her spouse, who obviously captivated the actress. At one point, Robyn even accompanied Kody on his horseback ride. After having an incredible vacation, the couple returned home. Following a few years of courtship, Kody and Robyn were married in 2010. Kody has been completely enamored with Robyn's attractiveness ever since they first met. She quickly became his favorite wife, which caused serious issues for all of his other spouses. Kody went on to say that one should never fall in love while polygamous, yet he made the error. Gwendolyn Brown, the daughter of Kody and his ex-wife Christine Brown, disclosed in a recent interview that she and her 17 siblings were not paid for their involvement in the TLC series for the majority of the nearly 15 years that Kody Brown and his huge family had been a mainstay of reality TV. Gwen talked candidly about her upbringing on reality TV in a Teen Vogue piece this week. She told the publication that she was super into filming Sister Wives in the past, primarily because it gave her family a significant and much-needed cash boost. She remarked, "We just got thrown into fame and money. And I ceased needing and wanting things. Without hunger, a child's life is much easier. At first, it was really a blessing." Gwendolyn claimed that the Browns were in a poverty situation before they appeared on reality TV. Although her family later benefited from the money earned by their show, the network did not pay the children. She asserted that the parents were the only ones paid by the network. "We weren't paid, but I'm not sure if they expected the parents to pay us kids." According to Gwendolyn, her mother, Christine, ultimately made the decision to pay her kids herself, providing them with a certain amount per day or half day of camera time from the family's earnings from the show. Gwendolyn asserts that it certainly hasn't been a fair share, even if she is unsure of the exact amount of money she and her siblings ended up receiving. Compensation is handled in accordance with contractual commitments and applicable labor laws and regulations, a TLC representative informed Teen Vogue. Christine, however, acknowledged that her kids weren't paid when Sister Wives first started, but she asserted that cash were allocated for the kids' cars and college expenses. Despite the financial benefit, Gwendolyn stated that she is not as interested in filming for Sister Wives, now that she is an adult and can appreciate how strange life on TV is. "I'm becoming less fond of it. This is my normal," she replied, referring to the past. "But it's strange now that I'm thinking, this doesn't have to be my normal." Gwendolyn didn't say whether or how much her 11 other siblings received for appearing on Sister Wives, but her assertions about the Browns' precarious financial situation are consistent with those made by her sister Maddie Brown, the daughter of Kody and ex-wife Janelle Brown, last year. As the Ashley previously informed you, Maddie, one of Kody and Janelle's 6 children, discussed her family's financial situation on a December edition of her former podcast, The Authentic Society. She recalled that her family was very poor prior to being cast in Sister Wives in 2010. Maddie, who is no longer with Kody, told the audience during the show that even though her father used to make decent money, the Browns were still having financial difficulties. This was primarily because of the size of the family and Kody's bad management of family funds. On the podcast, Maddie also said that Kody always chose the get-rich-quick scheme and that her parents would immediately squander their tax returns when she was a child rather than trying to save or invest the money. More than 10 years later, Gwendolyn claims that her father still makes bad financial choices. In 2023, the 23-year-old claimed that Kody and Robyn Brown, his only surviving wife, have a terrible habit of spending very crazy and not within their means at all. The 3 ex-wives of her father, Christine, Janelle, and Mary Brown, would probably be a lot better off now that they were not financially dependent on Kody, Gwendolyn even went on to forecast at the time. On the TLC show Sister Wives, Kody Brown proceeded to talk about the death of his late son Robert Garrison Brown. He even disclosed that he asked the cemetery sexton if he may dig his grave. The problem is this. During the Sunday, May 18th episode, Kody, 56, stated, "I spoke to the cemetery sexton, and he's the one that would normally dig the graves," as a video clip showed him reaching the grave site. "I simply requested his permission to dig it. I find meaning in it. I have no idea why. It's a very sentimental thing." In addition to digging Garrison's grave, Kody had assistance from his brother Scott Brown and brother-in-law Tim. The trio, according to Kody, was especially significant since they were the men group who nurtured Garrison into maturity. Kody clarified that his daughter Aspen Brown's husband, Mitch Thompson, was making something different, and that he was unsure of its exact appearance at the time, even though he did not bring the urn in which Garrison's ashes would be interred. Kody, who shared Garrison with his ex-wife Janelle Brown, explained, "I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than definitely that I need for this urn for the active effort in this, because we're not digging a grave big enough for a coffin. I want to have the experience of working hard here. Just doing my best to honor my son," he added. "I'm not even sure if it's honorable. It is a time of mourning." Garrison was buried in Wyoming close to family members, including his grandmother Cheryl, who probably nurtured Garrison as much as any of us. Garrison committed suicide in March 2024 at the age of 25. "This is the first time I have ever dug a grave," Kody remarked. "This, in my opinion, is among the most significant things I have ever done. It is my boy's final ode." The 56-year-old Janelle disclosed later in the show that Kody had been in touch with her on his desire to dig Garrison's grave. She remarked, "I thought it was perfect. I think having Kody dig that hole is poetic, symbolic, and all that." During the most recent episodes of the reality show, viewers have been watching the family grieve Garrison's loss. Kody has been especially difficult because of his strained relationship with Garrison at the time of his death. "You experience grief in waves," he stated on the May 11th episode. "I can't run from it when it hits me. I can cut it short if I cry it out or sob it out, but I can't stop it from affecting me when that wave comes." Kody revealed that he was still struggling to come to terms with Garrison's passing after talking candidly about his decision regarding his final resting place. "There are moments when it will overwhelm me, without warning. Almost like an anxiety attack," the 18-year-old father remarked. "I have a strong, overpowering sensation that I won't see him ever again. There are a lot of things left undone and unsaid. Sister Wives viewers are aware of Leon Brown's infrequent appearances on their father's program. But recently, when the family gathered for their late brother Garrison's funeral, they paid their respects by making an appearance. Leon has also paid tribute to their brother in a few infrequent public remarks since his death. The Brown family recently gathered for Sister Wives' funeral for Garrison. Leon is the sole biological child of Mary Brown and the third child of Kody Brown. Leon, who came out as transgender on Instagram in 2022, also uses the pronouns they and them. Fans of Sister Wives have grown to know Leon as being somewhat private over the years. They don't often show up on the show either. Leon made a rare cameo on the show in a recent episode that aired on May 18, 2025, when the Brown family gathered for the funeral of their brother Garrison Brown. Garrison tragically died on March 5, 2024, when he was 25 years old. Later, it was reported that he committed suicide. Leon was spotted with Maddie Brown Brush, their sister and the daughter of Janelle and Kody Brown. In their session together, Brush mentioned her tense relationship with her father by stating, "So with Kody, it's like I'm angry at the way things happened." Leon seemed to be listening carefully to their sister's portion the entire time. "But I have control over how I respond and how I respond back," Brush added. "And how I go about doing it is still up in the air." Another member of the family seemed to chuckle at Brush's remarks, but Leon said nothing. "I'm sad for him, and I'm really sad for Robyn's kids," Brush continued. "And I would say, I have nothing against you, if I spoke with any of them. And I apologize if I have ever caused you any harm." On social media, Leon has also made a few remarks on Garrison. After talking about Robyn's kids, Leon said, "I would love to have a conversation with them. Aside from that, I don't know what to say," Brush added. "Like, I'm sorry if I've ever hurt you." Leon posted a picture of them with their brother on Instagram at the time of his death. They wrote, "To the stars, Bowen, to the stars," as the caption. This passage was taken from one of Garrison's favorite movies, Dragonheart. According to Today, Leon also posted a picture of themselves with their brother on social media on the anniversary of Garrison's passing. "I miss you more every day. It doesn't get easier, it just gets longer," was another caption for this photo. Mary, Leon's mother, is renowned for respecting their right to privacy by infrequently providing followers with updates about them. In December 2024, Mary gave people an update on Leon in one of her infrequent statements. This was preceded at the time by Mary, who said, "They have chosen not to be too public. I therefore don't discuss them too often." But Mary went on, "We talk a lot. They're doing fine." Have you watched the most recent Sister Wives episode? For the most recent information about celebrities and reality TV, be sure to return to TV show's Ace. In a jaw-dropping confession that has reignited long-standing resentment among Sister Wives fans and stirred up a fresh round of emotional debates, Robyn Brown recently shared during a sit-down interview on the show that the very first time she laid eyes on Kody Brown, she thought he looked yummy, and it happened while he was riding a horse. That single word, yummy, may seem innocent or even playful to some, but within the intricate and often painful history of the Brown family, it hit like a wrecking ball. As she smiled, reminiscing about her first impressions of the now controversial patriarch, longtime viewers, and even some of her fellow wives couldn't help but revisit the raw emotions that accompanied her arrival into the already established family dynamic. According to Robyn, that horseback moment was like something out of a romance novel, and while she laughed and swooned over the memory, audiences were stunned, not just by the phrasing, but by what it represents, the beginning of a relationship that, in many fans' eyes, marked the slow unraveling of the Brown family as we once knew it. Robyn's comment came during a reflective scene meant to showcase her personal journey, but it quickly became a lightning rod for criticism. "He was riding toward me, and his hair was blowing in the wind," she said with dreamy eyes. "He looked like a cowboy hero. And I just thought, wow, he's yummy." Immediately, Twitter and Reddit lit up with reactions, many mocking the choice of words, but more so expressing frustration at the timing and tone. "You're talking about a man who just lost his son, who abandoned 3 wives, and you're calling him yummy?" One fan posted. Another added, This explains everything. She was in love with the idea of Kody, not the reality of sharing a man with 3 other women and 18 kids. Even diehard supporters of the show found themselves cringing. The stark romanticization of Kody, while the rest of the family continues to endure emotional fallout, felt to many like a disconnect too deep to ignore. What made the yummy comment even more divisive was the contrast it painted between Robyn's experience and that of Kody's original wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine, who have all spoken out about feeling unseen, unloved, and pushed aside as Kody's relationship with Robyn intensified over the years. While Robyn gleefully reminisced about a horseback crush, the other women have recounted painful memories of being left behind, emotionally neglected, and ultimately discarded. Fans couldn't help but draw comparisons. Mary's years of emotional limbo, Janelle's struggle for independence and respect, Christine's eventual breaking point. And now, Robyn is talking about a cowboy fantasy. For many, it was the final straw in confirming what they've long suspected, that Robyn was never really in this for plural marriage. She saw Kody. She wanted Kody. And once she had him, the rest became secondary. Digging deeper into that moment, there's a layered symbolism to the horseback scene. It's as if Robyn saw Kody not just as a man, but as a character, the gallant, confident, windswept hero of her own love story. It was romanticized from the very beginning, and unlike the other wives who entered into plural marriage from a place of shared faith, familial obligation, or community tradition, Robyn's lens was romantic. That romantic lens, however, might be the very reason why so much damage was done to the family unit. She wasn't looking to share a life with 3 other women. She was looking to be swept away, and eventually she was. In Robyn's version of the story, that first horse ride signaled the start of something magical. But in the other wives' versions, it was the beginning of the end, a slow, painful detachment of Kody from the rest of the family. What's particularly striking is how the show continues to frame these narratives in parallel, letting viewers connect the dots. As Robyn waxes poetic about her initial attraction to Kody, we see scenes of Janelle mourning her lost partnership, Christine building a new life without him, and Mary struggling to rewrite her identity after being strung along for years. Kody himself, meanwhile, seems increasingly disconnected from reality, alternating between tantrums, guilt, and denial. Against this backdrop, Robyn's yummy moment landed like a slap in the face, not just to viewers, but to anyone in the family who still hoped for unity or healing. Instead, it reinforced the image of a woman who always wanted monogamy, got it, and is now trying to romanticize the entire journey while ignoring the collateral damage. And let's talk about that damage. Garrison's death has rocked the entire family, and many fans are still reeling over how absent Robyn and Kody seemed in the grieving process, especially in relation to Janelle and the boys. The fact that Robyn could be waxing nostalgic about her husband's sex appeal while others are mourning a son, brother, and friend feels emotionally tone-deaf. To be clear, no one is saying Robyn can't have fond memories of her husband. But the tone, the framing, and the context all matter, and in this case, they were badly misaligned. In the eyes of many, it wasn't just bad timing. It was proof that Robyn still sees her relationship with Kody as separate from, and superior to, everything and everyone else. Of course, not everyone was horrified. A small but vocal group of fans praised Robyn for being open and honest about her love story. They pointed out that while the other wives had years of bonding with Kody, Robyn has often had to defend her relationship as the homewrecker when, in fact, she followed her heart and joined the family through proper channels. Why can't Robyn love her husband? One commenter asked. She's been villainized for being the favorite wife, but is that really her fault? It's a fair question. But even these fans acknowledge that Robyn's communication style is sometimes lacking in awareness and that her tendency to emotionally isolate herself, or speak only from her own perspective, makes it difficult to build empathy with those who see her as the final blow to the family dynamic. What this entire saga reveals is something much deeper than a cringy turn of phrase. It's a fundamental fracture in how different people in this family understand love, commitment, and respect. For Robyn, Kody was always a knight in shining armor. For the others, he became a cautionary tale of favoritism, gaslighting, and abandonment. The word yummy is now more than just a descriptor. It's a symbol of privilege, of disconnect, of one woman's dream coming true at the cost of everyone else's emotional well-being. And for the Sister Wives audience, who has stuck by this story for over a decade, it's another reminder that the fairy tale for some came at the expense of the family they once rooted for. Whether Robyn realizes the weight of her words is anyone's guess. Maybe to her, it was just a fun anecdote, a moment of levity in a life filled with cameras and criticism. But to fans and to the rest of the Browns, it reads like a confirmation of every fear they ever had, that Robyn was never meant to be a fourth wife. She was always meant to be the only one. And from the moment she saw Kody on that horse, she began writing her own happily ever after, one yummy moment at a time.